Well, what I'm looking forward to tonight is just seeing the kids do their thing.
I'm gonna stunt, and I'm gonna work.
I'm gonna judge on the queens and everything that they bring to the stage. Their feng shui, their attitude, their walk.
I want to see something. I want to see the combos. I want to see them have fun.
As soon as I see a runway and hear that music and those beats pumping, I'm like, yeah, this is where the good time's gonna happen.
Ballroom for me isn't just about the party and the action and all that stuff. It's also about a celebration of self. A lot of queer people of color specifically, especially Black trans women, do not have a safe space to be themselves. So ballroom was the space where you could be yourself.
Ballroom is home. Say you're discarded because of who you are, you decide to come to a whole community where people who are just like you, facing the same situations and even better, you can bond together and have so much fun and build a family, a community.
Community is what keeps us all alive and keeps us healthy and sane.
When it comes to being a queer person of color, it's hard to find other people who are, also queer people of color. So I want this to be a space where after 5 ballrooms, you walk in and you're like, oh, I know 10 people in the room, because I feel like having that connection is highly valuable, highly valuable. And I also want people to feel safe.
Safe spaces, there aren't many, but then there are. It's kind of interesting that gender expression there's a lot more fluidity to it, and people are more accepting of that in general. We're seeing more and more of that in culture and in media, but then by the same token, you sort of still see the attacks.
This year, Pride Month feels different. It feels like a fighty one. It feels like a real, we're here one.
There have been more anti-LGBTQ bills in the last few years than there ever has been.
There is a lot of anxiety and nervousness because there has been so much hate that is national and codified into law, so that is obviously just really frightening.
My goal is to counteract that as much as possible. I know I'm only one person, but that's why I want these community-based events so that we can come together and do this together. I'm here to support the most marginalized. Let's help each other, let's make changes, and every little bit counts, starting with the community that we're in right now.
Because when you really think about the whole history, when we separated, what good did that do? It caused a lot more destruction and heartache, so we should really band together.
Only way we'll ever have change is through radical activism, in my opinion. I think you just really have to fight.
We sort of need to remember that we're still here. There's still enough people to fight against some of this nonsense, and we can still make a difference.
That is part of the entertainment, y'all. This is what happens when you have it. I'm sorry, that might have been really loud. This is what happens when you have a BIPOC Pride event. That is a blooper.